So whether I'm day one in seat and I just took over this territory, or I'm just coming back from vacation and I need to reorganize myself, I could always have Einstein surface what accounts, opportunities, and leads I should be focused on.
Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Salesforce for Recruiters. As always, I'm your host, Brad Owens. Like you, I spent 15 years in the recruiting world. I was external recruiter, internal recruiter, all over the place. But then I saw Salesforce, and I went, holy crap, where's this been all my life? And I felt so strongly about it, I actually joined Salesforce and started learning all about the software. And as a part of that, I worked alongside some really cool people, one of which you get to meet today. So Charlie Angione is here to help us out. He is a solution engineer at Salesforce who gets to play with all the cool fun tech. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to take you through kind of how I have set up my world in Salesforce to recruit. But Charlie's going to show you how we can turbocharge this thing with some Einstein inside of Salesforce and all their amazing new AI tools. Charlie, thank you so much for taking time out, man. I appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So I want to show you how I recruit inside Salesforce. And then what I want to do is have you show me how I can take that to the next level with what Salesforce has. So that sound okay?
Sounds great.
All right, so I'll share my screen here. So when I typically jump into Salesforce for my sales process, I have my dashboard here. This kind of tells me where I'm at in my day. It doesn't really help me plan out what I'm going to do for the rest of my day, but at least shows me, what my win rate is, my submission interview, those kind of metrics that I want. And then I can see things that I have coming up. Like I've got some events today, an interview and a couple things. I've got some tasks that I need to do. And as a matter of fact, this project manager opportunity is one that I know I've been working on for a little while. I need to close it. So I can dig into this actual opportunity, and it shows the data that I've been collecting. I've written some notes down here about the job. I understand how much it's going to pay. Like I've got some basics here, but what I'm wondering is how might all of the new Salesforce tools that you've got help me accelerate my day so I can plan a little bit better, so that I can focus on the right things and not have to rely on myself, making myself a reminder that this is the task I have to do today. So I'm really curious to dig into that with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me pull up my screen and we'll focus on just that. It's how can we leverage Einstein to help me prioritize my day. So as a seller, I'm always focused on the right leads, the right activities, the right opportunities, and making sure that I'm paying attention to all of my top accounts.
And this is just Salesforce, just like I had pulled up. It's just looks a little different because you designed it a different way, right?
Yeah, I've definitely supercharged this with some of the latest and greatest. So excited to walk you through that.
Perfect.
What you're looking at here is just my forecast, right? How can I hold myself accountable to make sure that I'm achieving my goals and my company-wide objectives? And on the right-hand side here, I have my hot leads. So these are the leads that are coming into me from various lead sources through marketing, cold calls, BDR activity. However these leads are sent to me, I can organize and prioritize them by Einstein's lead score. Let me just zoom in, Brad. Tell me if this is a little bit easier to see for you.
Perfect.
Einstein is working in the back to pay attention to attributes like the source of a particular lead, the industry they might be in, the company that they're affiliated with, and a variety of other attributes to help me understand who my top leads are, which of these leads are most likely to convert into accounts and opportunities for me to begin working and creating some more revenue generating activities. So I'm leveraging predictive AI, paying attention to a lot of the information that we're collecting on these leads to help me prioritize which ones I should be reaching out to in that order. A lot of times I'm responsible for managing 50, 100 leads a week, right? Like where do I begin? This is just one way I can start to prioritize.
I like that. So where is it learning what is a good lead for me?
It's paying attention to historic and ongoing activity. So for example, if Brad Owens comes through and you're part of the technology industry and I have a high success rate of converting leads in the technology industry, Einstein's paying attention to that to influence these scores moving forward. Alternatively, if I'm more likely to convert a lead that I met in person at a marketing event versus maybe a cold call that my BDR made, those are also things that we're paying attention to. How long does it take to convert, and at what frequency are we converting these leads, and what were the attributes associated with those?
I love it. So, and it also lists there, I'm seeing the top positives. It shows why it's rated such a good score.
Exactly. And we'll get into this a little bit deeper, but we're always going to provide you with insights behind the score. It's not just a randomized, 1 out of 100. This is also going to surface what's affecting that score and ultimately how we can improve it moving forward.
I like that. It's very cool.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So again, just one way I could prioritize my lead outreach, but we also have Einstein Copilot, which is built natively into every aspect of the CRM. And this is a conversational generative AI tool where I can create commands, prompts, requests, and Einstein is going to gather all the information that we have available to us to give me the answer that I'm looking for. In this case, I showed you how I'm going to surface all of my top leads or categorize that, right? And so why don't I just say, show me my top accounts. And you'll notice that's a pretty vague request. Like, what does a top account really mean, right? So now Einstein's kind of taking this limited information I'm giving him and going through our trust layer, and it's giving me a list of the accounts based on annual revenue. So this is what Einstein has identified as top account, right? It's listing them off by annual revenue. So whether I'm day one in seat and I just took over this territory, or I'm just coming back from vacation and I need to reorganize myself, I could always have Einstein surface what accounts, opportunities, and leads I should be focused on. And I'll just click right into one of these accounts and we'll show you how I can manage my day a little bit more. Let me just zoom out. So a couple of things just happened. I clicked on my top account based on annual revenue, and there's a couple of things that I'm seeing here on the right-hand side. Here we have Einstein also making predictions similar to the lead score, but this is also indicating this company's likelihood or propensity to purchase our products. And similar to the lead score, Brad, we're giving you those leading causes around the industry, the high activity on this account, the fact that we've sent a proposal to this customer, and how do I improve this score? Well, let's actually schedule the implementation discussion, right? That's another signal that we're moving in the right direction.
That's a clarifying question here. This says here on Discovery, it's like propensity to buy. Now, I realize that Salesforce tools are pretty configurable, but if I don't have a product to sell and instead I'm out there just sourcing people, sourcing talent for that person's job, does this still apply to me?
Absolutely, because you can create your own discovery models to create a prediction behind anything, whether it's a candidate's likelihood to fill a job or a job's likelihood to be filled by a candidate, right? Like these are types of predictive elements that we can incorporate in any sales or recruiting process. Einstein could serve as a prediction behind it.
I like
you
that.
can tell it exactly what to pay attention to.
So if I wanted to say, hey, this looks like a good account that I need to go after, they have a higher likelihood to need our services. Like that's something I can predict.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Love that.
Fantastic. And you'll also see that in addition to guiding me down the right path where I need to be and providing me with predictions to give me confidence I'm working the right account, it also has some suggested actions here at the bottom. Now I've moved from my home screen to an account, so there are automatic suggested actions that we can program and configure. For example, I could summarize this account quickly and easily, taking everything that we know about a surety corporation, and maybe I need to update some details or an account description. I could just simply ask Einstein to give me an account summary that's going to turn back in a matter of seconds, which I can then copy and use for maybe updating my team or updating the opportunity in the or updating the account in the CRM. But I could also use it to show me my top opportunities associated with a surety corporation, right? So what do we have in the pipeline right now that I should be focused on to go back and help me meet my forecast goals? And it's immediately surfacing an opportunity we have scheduled to close in the end of August for about 110,000. I can go ahead and just quickly and easily click into that opportunity. And similarly, Einstein is giving me the prediction behind this opportunity's likelihood to close. It's a completely different prediction focused on the opportunity, not the account. It knows we've sent the proposal to a customer. We have a next step scheduled, a good relationship with the decision maker. It's paying attention to how many times we have meetings and emails and calls back and forth. Like that activity indicates we have a good relationship with the decision maker. And there's a couple of things that we could do to improve this, whether it's obtaining a contract approval from legal, confirming timing for the project. In addition, Einstein can also help me with some recommendations. In this case, we know the deal's moving quickly. It's scheduled to close in August. How do we just send a quick note to legal to prioritize this contract? It's a brand new account. This is the first order that we're going to be placing with them. Again, just getting ahead of things and being more proactive than reactive. So this is leveraging a combination of generative AI tools and predictive AI tools to help me prioritize those right activities. To your earlier point, right? How do I focus my day? How do I make sure I'm creating efficiencies for myself? And then leveraging automation and predictions to kind of automate some processes and accelerate sales processes as well.
I like all this. I really, really like all this. This is fascinating to me because, like, as a top producer at my company, maybe I might know how I want to best organize my day, and I've got my own way to go through things. But what you just showed, I could have plopped any person straight out of college in a brand new seat and let them just open up the CRM here and ask, what are my top opportunities? And it would show up. And then they dig into those and it would tell them, here's the next things you should do. Like the time to value here for my recruiters and my salespeople is now just down to today. Like they would take one day to produce value. This is crazy powerful.
Absolutely. It's all about improving operations, improving efficiencies. It also, this automation, right? I have legal example here. This could easily be a handoff between sales and recruiting as well. Like if this job order is set to close, how do we leverage Einstein and recommendations to proactively alert and prepare our recruiters because we're going to have to fill this order quickly once we land the deal, right? So, this automation, this AI works in a lot of different ways to create those efficiencies across the board.
And I like that part of Salesforce. That's one of the things that drew me to it in the first place. Just because you see it one way or it was designed this way out of the box in Salesforce doesn't mean that's how it has to be configured. You can truly configure this to your unique business, and that's the thing that just started blowing me away. And I went, oh man, I can see the power in this. And this tool right here of being able to have AI and have Einstein in my sales process, yeah, I could see the value in that.
For sure. It's a game changer for any sales and recruiting org, customer service, marketing. I mean, across the board, leveraging data and AI in the flow of work, both predictive and generative. It's just creating efficiencies across the board, improving revenue, improving productivity for a lot of our customers. So this is truly a game changer.
So that's the kind of power that I know is in Salesforce that I wish more people could take advantage of by understanding that Salesforce is so much more than just a sales tool. Yes, we showed the sales use case today, but we also talked about ways that we can use that for specifically in recruiting. So thank you, Charlie. I appreciate you taking me through that stuff. That was a lot of new things that I didn't know existed. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Brad. Always a pleasure.
So if you like what you saw there and you want to check out more of those features, go check out salesforce.com. There's tons of things there. If you want to learn it for yourself, go to trailhead.com. That's what I did. That's how I learned every single thing that I know. I'm sure Charlie spends many a day on Trailhead as well. If you like this content and you want to find out more about how you can leverage Salesforce for recruiting, it's salesforceforrecruiters.com. It's where you want to be. Tons of videos, tons of content and education around how to actually use this amazing platform for recruiting. So that's salesforceforrecruiters.com. If you have any specific thing you want to hear more about, just email me. It's hello@bradowens.com. Happy to connect you with whoever I can to help you learn more about this topic. But Charlie, thank you so much for taking time out, man. You're an absolute legend. Thank you. And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Thanks. Appreciate it.